morning, dear participants. Welcome to today's segment of the week-long training. We want to apologize for starting a bit behind time. It's due to some technical issues we're having from this end. However, we are good to go. Once again, congratulate you and welcome you on today's segment of the training. Today, we are looking at effective sales and marketing strategies. Effective sales and marketing strategies. You will agree with me that since Monday, you've been looking at different aspects of businesses in our training sessions. And today's segment is also an integral part of the total training that will help our business to expand, progress, and when the facility is given, we can also judiciously apply the facilities in the right way that will boost our business, bring expansion to our businesses. So effective sales and marketing is all about, presenting your products to the end users. Apart beside the record keeping in the office, feasibility studies, who an entrepreneur is, and all of that. This is about the final end of your business transaction, presenting whatever offer you have to the end user. What it takes, what's involved, is what we'll be discussing under this topic, effective sales and marketing strategies. And before we make progress, we'd like to look at the objectives that we are going to cover today in our discussion. We will be first looking at the definitions of terms like marketing and some other features that are involved in marketing. We're going to look at the difference between marketing and selling. We're going to look at the elements in selling your products and marketing mix. We'll also further look at improving your selling skills. Some of the attitudes that are required of a salesman. We will also be looking at the importance of market research and information gathering in the marketplace. And lastly, we will look at putting all of this, into action, how we can practicalize them beyond the classroom lesson. So we will take a few definitions on marketing before we make more progress. The first definition we have here is by the American Marketing Association, and they define marketing as the activity, set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers. This is by American Marketing Association. And then we have another one by a renowned management scholar, Dr. Philip Kotler. He's a well-renowned management scholar and a specialty in marketing. He defines marketing as the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the needs of the target market. Furthermore, the Marketing Association in Nigeria here defines marketing as the management of process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' requirements profitably. They further said it is the process of getting the right products and services to the right customers at the right place and price, using the right promotion and publicity. Marketing is targeted at changing the motives of purchase of your target customers. Nothing is more likely to buy than effective direct marketing. Marketing is simply the process of understanding your customer, building and maintaining a profitable relationship. So these are the few definitions we have in view of time constraint. There may be more others as you further research, but one thing is pertinent in all of its definition, and that is a marketer understands the environment and discovers a need. This need is translated into an item called a product and brought into the community or the environment that needs it, present it to them, you know, at a profitable rate. Because every person that is in business for a profit. But much more than profit is the value that the item is given to the community. So whatever is involved, in from the point of identifying a need and coming up with an item, which is a product, and presenting it to the end user is what we call marketing. A lot of intrigues, a lot of strategies come to play. And some of these things we are going to look at in the course of our lesson this morning. And so marketing is simply understanding your customers, what they need, and then build and maintain a profitable relationship. The building and maintaining of the profitable relationship is giving them what they want, at a price that is affordable, and at the same time you will make also your income from the whole transaction. That's all about marketing. And then sales. Sales can be defined as the exchange of goods for money or compensation. Sales can also be defined as the exchange of goods for money or compensation. Sales is satisfying the customer's need or want. So unlike marketing, marketing involves a process of trying to establish some basics in trying to get your items to the end user. Whereas sales does the physical exchange. It doesn't take a salesman anything than to drive to the end user's shop or a venue or a place and then give out the product and get your money instantly. It doesn't take much, just that there are some skills and attitude that a salesman will need, which we shall also look at that and the rest of our lesson this morning. And so, why marketing, uh, does some work on the drawing board to put some things in place. Sales is more proactive, sales is more instant in reaching the end users with the products. So sale is satisfying the customer's need or want instantly. You know, the sales reach the end users, the target customers much more faster than a marketer. And so we will be looking in detail the difference between marketing and sales, just as we earlier mentioned in our objective that we're going to cover today. So sales is actually the pitch part of marketing, concerned with persuading customers to buy the products or services of an organization. So you can agree with me that sales is a subset, is part of marketing. Marketing is the umbrella, while sales comes under marketing. So whatever a marketer does, sales is the implementer. Sales execute all the strategies that uh, a marketer puts to place. And all of this is to see how customers can be persuaded to change their motives of buying, you know, especially as it concerns a company's products or services. So we have the difference between marketing and sales. Marketing, like I said, study customers' needs and wants in a defined market segment. When we talk about studying, you and I would agree that it's not something that comes by easily. It takes some time to do a study. And so a marketer studies an environment to know what the people need or want. You know, it's practically impossible for a marketer to take a study of the whole world at the same time. So they carve out a market segment. We shall look at that later. Segmentation. You know, market segmentation is a strategy that marketers use to effectively reach their target customers. And so marketers studies the customer's needs and wants in a particular market that they can effectively serve, whereas sales make the exchange happen. When marketers have finished studying and coming up with the needs and wants of a target market or a market segment, they almost now lie on the salesman to take the products to the marketer, to the end user, to meet that need that was discovered. So, like I said earlier, sales is an integral part of marketing. Sales completes the job that a marketer starts by physically taking the goods to the end user, for an exchange of a compensation or an income. Furthermore, marketing measures company image and customer satisfaction on a continuous basis. It's part of the studying, of the customer relationship with the organization. They constantly study, they constantly measure, the company's image vis-a-vis the contemporary issues and satisfying customers effectively on a continuous basis. Whereas sales strives to give the customer the best solution at every point in time. Sales has no time to go to the drawing board to do some study. How he can come back at a later day to meet the needs or to solve a problem or to bring a solution. Instantly there, he provides the best solution that's available at that point in time within his limited resources or capability. Marketing also develops a communication strategy feedback, whereas sales provide instant feedback. The salesman, when he gets to the customer, he gets feedback instantly from the customer on any matter, on any issue, either on the product or on the activities of the company or the customer, and his expertise come to play there and there. But for marketer or marketing, they develop a kind of communication strategy feedback in the sense that when product is going out, there are windows that you can talk back to the company. There are email addresses that you can write back. There are telephone numbers that you can call back, for any inquiry, for any problem, for any issue that you want to get resolved with the company. And so, while you have all of that options, salesman has only one option, and that is he's face to face with you, and he gets his feedback from you on any matter, and he gets the best solution for you. Lastly, the marketing develops winning offers for each target segment, while sales serve the same customers for a long period of time. So these are few differences between marketing and sales. And so when we are using the two words, we should know that there are few differences, and this we have established. And if you're a salesman or you're in marketing, from this you'll be able to know your job description, your assignment, your duty, and follow it suit. Then we'll move on to what we call the piece of marketing. Piece of marketing, which is popularly called the marketing mix. Marketing mix. And it's piece because we have many P's that we'll be looking at. And what this piece presents, we shall look at it and how they come to play in marketing activities. the piece of marketing as follows. We have the product, the place, price, distribution, promotion, and communication. Then process. You'll agree with me that there are many pieces here. That's why we say a piece of marketing. As a matter of fact, these are what we call the features or the characteristics of marketing. There's no way I can talk about marketing without all of this piece or this marketing piece. They are, the whole of marketing discussion or activities are centered around these four pieces. And as we go, you see how each of them comes to play. Product is the number one P. Like I said earlier, product is that item that we discover to be the need of the community or the customer of the environment, and you came up with it. And so the features of the product should be that it must meet a defined need. Don't forget that as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, you studied an environment and you know that they have a particular need or a service, and you came up with that product. That product must at the end of it meet the needs that you saw. If a product is not meeting a defined need, it's not a product. That's why there are so many products, but they are products. Product also must have established demand. That means there are people ready to pick up the product. And this can be established through market testing. When you have discovered a need and you come up with an item that is called a product, you do what you call market testing to find out the acceptability of the product, which transcends to be the demand for that product. Wherever there's a demand for a product, then that product is indeed out to meet a defined need. And then product also carry what's called USP. USP is simply an acronym for unique selling proposition. These are the clear benefits and features that differentiate your product from that of your competitors. USP can change as business evolves. Every product has a unique benefit and features that differentiate it from every other product. That's why there might be two types of products in the market, but they are never the same. They may have the same name, but the content, the quality, the characteristics, the benefits are not always the same. Especially when it's coming from your competitors. They try to do something that looks like yours, but it's never yours. That's why we have product like Panadol and a slogan that said if it's not Panadol, it can never be Panadol, which means there is something that looks like a Panadol that is in the market, and there's the original Panadol from GlaxoSmithKline company, and so every other one, is a counterfeit if it's not the original. But the packaging, it looks alike. But if you are sensitive, you will know that there's a USP of the original. You will see the benefits, you see other features that show you that this is the original and the other one is fake. So these are the components of the characteristics of a product. Then we move on to distribution. As the name implies, how to take the product to the end user, how to distribute the product to the end users, how to take the product to the various markets. We'll agree that when a need is discovered, it covers a wider range of target customers. And so there's supposed to be ways and means by which these products are taken from the factory, the warehouse, or the manufacturer to the end users. And to get that done, we must know how and where the products are needed. or sold to customers. We must also know the location where sales are made. Then we must also establish the intermediaries, such as the wholesalers, retailers, or sales agents, how best we can reach the end users. So all of this comes under the features of marketing called distribution. Then we have another P called price. Price, as the name is popular. If you have ever bought anything from the market, it's always at a price. You know. But how did the price come about? How did the price come about? When a need is discovered, it takes a revenue, it takes an income, it takes a cost to get the need into an item or product. The cost of raw material, the cost of overheads, and other related expenses. When that is put together, then you'll be able to determine at what price will you sell that product that will take care of the cost you incur during production. Then the difference will become your income or profit. And so the price generates income. More importantly, profit, like I said. All other elements of marketing may incur cost except price. So understanding the relationship between cost, price, and profit is very vital to every business person. As the diagram below depicts, what it costs to make, including time, material, and overheads. And then price is what you can charge in the marketplace based on value and cost. Then profit is when you remove price from cost, you have profit. So you can't talk about marketing without price. Price is a key element in marketing. Then we want to look at promotion. Promotion. Promotion is simply bringing to the knowledge of your target customers, creating an awareness, an enlightenment, education, of what you have to offer to your public, to the community. And so in promotion, we will consider who your customers are and how best to reach them through communication. Also, in promotion, we'll look at market segmentation, and that is dividing your overall target market into smaller subunits made up of people with same needs. This helps you target them in the right way. And so you will agree with me that, in marketing or in a marketplace, we have different kind of people, customers. They are both the literate and the illiterate. And so we must devise a means of communication by which to effectively reach individual, with the knowledge of our product and effectively serve them or satisfy them. So these are the features of the P's promotion that we will look in detail. Then talking about promotion in sub-markets. You can use the following to profile and divide your customers' market or your consumer market. We have behavior. Behavior in terms of the usage, how frequent, the impressions and convenience of people on your product. Then character. What's the lifestyle of the people, their personality, their trendsetter and follower. And then we also use socio-economic factors such as their profession, income, location, buying patterns, loyalty, age, and gender. You can use all of this now to profile and divide your consumer market. Talking about segmenting your market so that you can effectively service them and service them well, satisfactorily. If segmenting business market, you could also consider the following. One, the company size. what's the size of the company, industry type, and location. So each of these will determine the level of segmentation that you will take place. And don't forget, the essence of market segmentation is to be able to reach a particular target market effectively. When we're talking about, market, we have a universal market, we have local market, and all of that. So if your company is such a large one like multinationals, take for instance the Coca-Cola company, they are all over the world. They have such a big size, and with their size, they have effectively segmented their market over the years in all the continents of the world, and they're doing very well. You can agree with me that there's hardly any locality in Nigeria today that you don't see Coca-Cola. It's all attributed to a good job of market segmentation. The industry type, are you in oil and gas? Are you in food and beverages industry? Are you in transportation? The type of industry determines the segmentation of the market. There's an industry that if you try to segment the market into a particular region or area, you may not be successful. And so the type of industry determines, to a large extent, your market segmentation. And then the location. Are you in the urban or the rural area? Wherever your location is will determine the level of your market segmentation. The market. We have been talking about marketing, but what is actually the market? Market is that physical place, where exchange takes place. And majorly, we have two parties in any market, the buyer and the seller. But most recently, we have visual market or online marketing, which we are looking at recently. But originally, from the beginning, market has been a physical place where exchange takes place, exchange of goods and services take place. And you have buyers and sellers, exchanging money for goods. And so, what are the types? How many types of markets we have here? We have 4 types of markets. And number 1, we have the potential market. Potential market is simply those in the total population of the market who have interest in acquiring products. They have the knowledge of the product, they have seen it, and they have shown their interest. Most times we call them window shoppers. They go around and see what is on ground, but don't have the means to take it home. This we call potential market. Then we have the available market. Available market are those in the potential market who have enough money to buy the products. Available market are those who are prepared not just to look at the product and see what's on ground, but are ready to pay and take it home. Those are the available market. Then we have qualified available market. Qualified available market are those in the available market who legally are permitted to buy the product. You will ask why the legality. Yes, there are certain products, because of abuse, are being restricted. And so there are people that have the permits, to operate in such markets. For instance, in the pharmaceutical industry, there are certain drugs that you can only buy from a particular shop with a prescription from a medical doctor. If you don't have a prescription from a medical doctor, you can't buy, you can't buy such drug from such particular pharmaceutical shop. And the reason is that that pharmacist is a licensed practitioner to sell in those restricted drugs. So drugs that you can get in a pharmaceutical shop, you can't get in the patent medicine shop. Those are the difference. So while a pharmacist is legally permitted to sell such drugs that can only be bought by patients that or buyers that have prescription from doctors, you can walk easily to a patent medicine store and buy any drugs there without restrictions. Another example can be in fire and ammunition. Okay, firearms and ammunition. You will agree with me that if every Nigerian is to carry firearm and ammunition on the street, it won't augur well for us as a people. And so, government restricted the use of firearms and ammunition to law enforcement agencies. However, individuals who, for one reason or the other, that will want to be in possession of firearms and ammunition will obtain permits from the government, and they'll be legally permitted to buy and use one. So we can say a pharmacist, a private man that has or woman that has arms and ammunition in his custody are legally permitted by the regulatory agencies or authority to use such products. So such people are in the category of qualified and valuable markets. Then lastly, we have the target market. The target market. This is a segment of the qualified available market that you have decided to serve at the end of the day. Market segmentation, like I said earlier, is one fundamental, strategy in marketing that has been proven and tested, to be successful over the years. And so, market segmentation is a marketing strategy which involves dividing a broad target market into subsets of customers or consumers, businesses or countries who have or are perceived to have common needs, interests, priorities, and then designing and implementing strategies to target them. They are based on lifestyles, demographics, and personality of target market. So, market segmentation is that strategy that has reduced the universal market into subset markets that can be effectively reached and satisfied. That is what market segmentation does. We shall see the application as we continue. Marketing and promotional tools. Marketing and promotional tools. What are the promotional tools that are evident or useful in marketing? Now, getting your product noticed is about promotion. I said that earlier. Promotion is all about getting your product noticed by the target market, customers, consumers. Then not every method will work for your business, and the methods can change as the business develops or grows. However, we must be clear on the following. As a business person, we must be open, and admissive to several strategies and be proactive in trying to change strategies as the environment dictates, so that you can, beat the market challenges and stay top in the market. And so let's look at the following and see how they can help our marketing. Promotional tools. To consider promotional tools that can be effectively deployed in getting your product noticed in the marketplace, you must ask the following questions. What message do you want to communicate? The message that you want to communicate will determine the promotional tools or channel to use. What is your message? Number two, who are your audience? Don't forget, in the whole of the world, we have those who can read, those who cannot read. We have the deaf, the dumb, and different kind of people. So who are the audience that you want to reach? you must establish your audience, and that will determine the kind of promotional tools to use. For instance, if you want to use jingle for dumb and deaf person, you can't get result. You know, so where there are dumb and deaf people, their hand signs or eye signs, or they have their language, which experts there are special educationists, and you know they can be employed by the organization for this purpose. If you know that your product is also targeted to that set of people as your audience, then what is the best way to communicate with them? What is the best way to communicate with them? Is it by sign? Is it by uh, vocal communication? Is it through mails? Is it through telephone calls? What are the best way to communicate with your customers or with your audience? When that is established, then it will help you to know which kind of promotional tools that you want to use. Then what budget do you have? What budget do you have? This is very, very key, because you can't go for a tool that will cost you so much, whereas your budget for that is low on paper. And so another determining factor of which promotional tools to use is your budget. Your budget determines, whether you go to an MTA, whether you're going to employ an advertising firm, or public relation consultant, to carry out your promotional activities. So your budget is key. Then lastly, what measures will you use to know if you have been successful? There should be an indices, there should be a parameter which you use to measure your success in any of the promotional tools that you have chosen to use at the end of the day. This is very, very important, so that you will not be working in disillusion or in futility. Having talked about the tools, promotional tools, we want to recommend 6 main tools for promotion to you. We have 6 main tools. There may be more in the course of your research or study, but for the purpose of this lesson, we want to look at 6 main tools for promotion. And number 1 is public relations. Public relations. As the name implies, this is the relationship between the organization and the public. The public here is the target customers or the target market or segmented market. Public relation, which is popularly known or an acronym used to be PR, is an age-long tools in promotion. It's about creating and maintaining an image for your business or product. And that is the essence of its value and integrity, which forms your reputation as an organization. And so some organizations that are big, they have this public relation as a department with trained experts. They're always projecting the image of the business or the product to the public. And they do this on a constant basis, because business evolves, business develops. As new changes, new development comes, they are there to bring it to the public light. That is their job. They are always, showcasing the integrity and the reputation of the company for the public. If you then tell the people who you are, they can assume a lot of things about you. Can assume a lot of people, like assume a lot of things about you. For instance, if you come to a particular place and you're not able to, create an impression about yourself or your business, then you give the people the temptation to think otherwise or assume anything, because we're living in a world where a lot is happening. So as you are coming up as an organization, you will need to define, your mission, your role, and how you can be a benefit rather than a source of pain to your environment. So public relations does all of this about the company. And then we have another tools we call advertising. Advertising is also an age-long name in the business circle. You know, advertising is presenting your product, your wares to the people in diverse way. You can use a television, radio, banner, billboard, posters, handbills. You know, all of these are means that you can use to advertise your products. Okay, and it's been existent for as long as you can think of. And there are three main reasons for advertising. Number one, it creates awareness among targeted audience. It creates awareness of your existence, of your products, of your organization. Number two, it persuades customers to buy your product by promoting the benefits. Ordinarily, you will not want to buy a certain product until somebody comes from the company where that such product is manufactured to tell you some benefits, things that you need to know that ordinarily you do not know. And having gotten that understanding, you know, your motives of purchase change. If you have been using another product before, you find yourself going back to that product that you've just been educated, or promoted to you. You know. And so that is what advertising does. It persuades customers to buy products that ordinarily they would not want to buy or they are not aware of. You know, and of course, advertising keep up company profile. Kept up updating, and reviewing the profile of the company from time to time. Then we have another tools called internet and online marketing. Thanks to technology that has made the world a global village, where you can sit in the comfort of your home and sell your product to any part of the world. You know, so internet, is one of the good things that has happened to us in this 21st century. And what it takes is for you to have a well-designed and managed website that can allow a company to, of any size, reach customers all over the globe. You know, right now, if you're on the internet, you can go to a particular website, you know, with the subject you have in mind, and then shop. You can look for products that you want and place an order. And they will show you how payments can be made, and then how the goods can be delivered to you. Thanks to technology. Before now, we don't used to have uh, such facilities. And this can be done through so many of the social media platforms that we have. You can advertise your wares, you can display your goods, people can make order, and then you can respond to the orders and seal transactions. It's happening today all over the globe. You know. So we have social media platforms like the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and a host of others that you can do your shopping. Then we have direct marketing. Direct marketing is usually through direct mailing, email marketing, and telemarketing. This works best with existing customers. You know, you must have had the database of your existing customers, and as soon as there's a new line of production, a new product, you know, uh, these customers can always be communicated, be notified, through direct marketing using this uh, platform of direct mailing, email marketing, telemarketing. Before now, fast used to be another wonderful means Telegram. In those days, but these are much more modern. in our contemporary world. Then we have the fifth one as sales promotion. Sales promotion is a short-term activities to encourage customers to buy and boost sales for a limited period of time. Price reductions, vouchers, BOGOF, extended guarantees, are all the features of sales promotion. Sales promotion oftentimes means a company or an organization taking their products, to the marketplace with facilities, that will drum the attention, that will drum the product, drum the attention of the market, to your presence, and also to the knowledge of a product. Because as you are in the marketplace, you are presenting your product, you are educating the people on the benefits and the features of the product. People are gathering, and you are also giving price reduction, to further attract more customers or more buyers. You are giving vouchers. You are also extending facilities like guarantee opportunities, where you buy a product and you can be entitled to warranty or maybe servicing, for a period of 1 year, or you can buy one and be given two, such enticing packages, discounts here and there, all to ensure that an organization increase their sales volume at a particular point in time. Maybe if the company is expressing a glut, this happens most times. In this way, they will sell so much of their product within a short period of time, and call it a quit. Because if they continue with this sales promotion, there are tendency that buyers might become suspicious that either the product is expired or above expiring, and whether it's of a good quality, or they start doubting the integrity of the organization. So it's a tool for promotion that is usually done within a short period of time, and then you switch strategy. Just like it's here that if you consistently discount your bills, your sales, it might bring damage to your image, because you give room for your audience, your customers, to begin to think otherwise. Why this much discount for such a long period of time? So it's a strategy that you use for a short period of time. Then lastly, we have personal selling. Personal selling. This enables you to listen to prospective or existing customers' needs and allow you to convey the ethos and values of the business. This personal interaction also offers valuable opportunities to get first-hand feedback on your product and your competition. So personal selling is also a very good tool for promotion. It brings you in physical contact with prospective buyers or existing buyers, that you further understand their feelings, their aspirations, their needs, and you have the opportunity to further stress the needs, the benefits, the features that your product carries. And during this personal interaction, you also have opportunity to get first-hand feedback, just like the salesman does, as a marketer, on your product, and provide all answers to queries that will be coming from whichever quarter. And then lastly, you have the opportunity to know who are your competitors. Who are your competitors? These people, you cannot prove ignorance of them, because they can make and marry your business. Especially, they can marry your business. They can make you, because often that they throw a challenge to you. They give you a wake-up call, to brace up and maintain standard and quality. And they can marry you when you slip off, and they take advantage of you and strike in the market. So personal selling allow you all of this opportunity to be conservative with what is going on in the market vis-a-vis your products. So these are the six main tools of promotion that you can apply. You may not be able to apply all of them at the same time, but you will look at the one that suits your particular or peculiar environment, and then use it to satisfactorily gain larger share of the market. Further on marketing mix, we have what we call expanded marketing mix, which is people, another P, which one this about talks about customer service. Then we have the process, that's the process of handling complaints, and then physical environment, like clothing stores and banking environment, you know, physical shop and all of that. So these are more P's added to the earlier P's that we have discussed, and we will further see how they play out before the end of our discussion this morning. Now we'll move on to marketing process. Marketing process. For a successful implementation of marketing strategy, there are processes to follow. And this morning, we'll be looking at 5 of such processes. And these processes is the hub by which, every market activities hinges. Number one of the process is understand customers' needs and wants. If you remembered, this is the fundamental, the basic. This is the starting point. This is where every businessman starts from. Understanding customers' needs and their wants. From there, you now design a customer-driven market strategy. A customer-driven market strategy. Things that can, drive customers, effectively in the marketplace. Then you now construct a marketing program that can, help you implement your strategies. Then you build profitable relationships. Talking about customer service, building a profitable relationships. You don't build a relationship at your own detriment. It must be profitable. It must be mutually benefiting. While the customers are benefiting from the value your product is giving them, you are also benefiting from the relationship in terms of profit. Then lastly, we will look at value from the customer, value from customers, or capturing value from the customers. It's covered. So, last of the marketing process is to capture value from customers. So we'll look at this all in detail. So number one, like I said, understand customers' needs and wants. And what this involves is a research on customers and marketplace. You must carry out the research. Very soon, we are going to look at, research activities in the marketplace. What is research in the marketplace? What is about information gathering in the marketplace? And so, for you to be able to have proper understanding of customer needs and wants, you must do a research work. You must go around the community to do an observation, inquiry, send out questionnaires. The responses, will show you whether this particular situation is in need or not. Okay. Then you also need to manage the information that you gathered effectively. Such information you gathered on customers, on consumers about needs and wants, the market information, the customer data, must be properly managed. But this will determine full understanding of your customers' needs and wants. Then we have process two. Process two is to design a customer-driven marketing strategy. And what this involves is select customers to serve within a period of time. And that talks about market segmentation and targeting. Like I said earlier, it's practically impossible for you to serve the universal market at once. You may, at the end of the day, serve the whole universal market, but it begins from the place of market segmentation, breaking down the market into segments. I talked about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is serving the whole world today, okay? But they started from segmenting their market. Gradually, they captured the whole universe today with their products. So it's all about, a well-designed customer service, a customer-driven marketing strategy they use, and which is usually through market segmentation and targeting. Then we also have value proposition through differentiation and positioning. These are, tools which you can use to achieve this customer-driven marketing strategy. Then we have marketing process three, which is constructing a market strategy or market program that delivers value. Don't forget, all about marketing is value. If your product is not carrying the value that is expected, you have no business in marketing. And so value is key, value is fundamental in marketing. And so to be able to achieve this, we have what we call product and service design. Oftentimes you have experts that do all of this, Either you hire them or you have them as your staff, they come up with strong brands. They build strong brands for your product, and this is what this is where the value of the product is being seen. Then, another features of constructing a market program that delivers value is pricing. Your price must create real value. Your price must create real value. The place, where products are being displayed, which is market, should be managed. Should be managed properly in terms of demand and supply. Demand and supply, these are the two forces that determines your market. So you must ensure that you operate always at equilibrium, where demand is equal to supply. Where there's a difference, there's going to be an adverse effect that you will do everything to avoid. Then promotion, how to create awareness for your product, how to create a value proposition. So these four features determine a well-constructed market program that delivers value. Marketing process 4, which is building a profitable relationship. Building a profitable relationship, and this can be achieved through customer relationship management with existing customers, especially. Then product relationship management with selected suppliers. So we have two relationships to maintain here: existing customers and selected suppliers. By the time you are on top of this two relationships, there's no doubt that you will not build a profitable relationship. Customer service is key. If you notice in the recent times, in the banking industry, customer care is one vital unit of the bank that is not being toyed with in the contemporary time, being that there's a law from the central bank that you must know your customer. KYC, know your customer, know who you are relating with. It's very, very key. When you know who you are relating with, who your customers are, you're able to strategize and come up with meaningful ways that you can satisfactorily meet their needs and aspirations. Then we have selected suppliers, that are in between, that intermediaries in getting product to the end users. If they are not properly managed, they can sabotage your effort, they can frustrate your effort in many ways. So to build a profitable relationship, you must ensure that your house is in order as it concerns your relationship with existing customers and selected suppliers. Then lastly, which is process 5, is capturing value from customers in return. Capturing value from customers in return. If you have given out a product that satisfies the needs and wants of the customer, in return, you are supposed to get value for your product. You have to get value for what you gave out. And this is in terms of the price you earn, the profit you earn from the customers, which means there must be a price that you charge that will earn you a profit, which becomes a revenue for you. Then you can also, through the value your product carries, to capture loyalty. Loyalty. Loyalty from satisfied customers is the outcome of a well valuable product presented. So for you as a company, as a marketing organization, you can at the end of the day create a loyal, satisfied customers, and then lastly increase your market share. There's nowhere you will go all out for all of this and still remain the same level of your market share. Your market share must, of a necessity, increase. So these are basically the 5 processes that marketing goes through, for you to be able to satisfy your customers and also capture value in return at the end of the day. We'll now move to what we call market research. When I was talking about the 5 processes, to be able to understand customers' needs and wants, you must do what we call market research on that need that you have discovered, to further confirm the acceptability or the genuinity of the need. And the way to do that is through a research process. And we want to start by looking at what are the importance of market research. Well, one of the key importance is for you to be able to know that the needs that you discover is actually a need, vis-a-vis the response that you get from the environment. But there are many other importance of research that we'll look at this morning. Beginning from the application of the research, market research, you will get the importance of a market research. 1, in decision making and validation. In decision making, this research results are usually applied in decision making and validation. They help you to take decision, and by extension, it's an importance that you get from research. Those are the importance it's an important benefit you get through market research, because business is all about decision taking. If you make a good decision, you are home and dry. But if by error or omission you take a wrong decision, you might be doomed for life. Many have made shipwreck of their businesses because of wrong decision. Then market research can help you to strategize and plan effectively in the marketplace. It helps you to strategize and plan effectively in the marketplace. It helps you also in cost-benefit analysis. This will help you to ensure that you keep your costs at minimum, barely minimum, okay, and then you maximize your sales. Market research also helps in product and process development. Process and product development. For a growing company, they are always researching, to see how, they can develop more product lines for their businesses or their business. For instance, we have a department in some organization they call research and development unit. Research and development. They are constantly researching to see areas they can develop new product or existing product. Then issue-based analysis can also be sorted out through market research. And then through market research, you can find new opportunities. New opportunities. A company that was into kind of oil production, discovered along the line that the cake, from the extraction of the oil from Kankane is a byproduct that can also be used for animal farm. So they discovered that along the line, based on research, that the cakes, that the cakes gotten from, the extraction of the Kankane can be used for animal feed. So we can always find new opportunities through a research process, and then help us to become to be more focused. If research is giving you positive indices, then stay focused. If you are ignoring the results of your research, and decide to waver, in your strategies, you may not end well. And of course, research results helps you to monitor performance, whether you are doing well or not. From data gotten through research can speak for itself. However, as good as research is, it's not without some fundamental challenges. And some of the challenges in accessing market information are as follows. Number one, information overload. When you go out to gather information on a particular topic in marketing, you will discover that you have so much information than you need. And rather than being convinced about certain information you gathered or on a topic, you rather become more confused. And so, a problem known is a problem half solved. And so, it's a challenge, but one of the way out is to be able to filter your information. Put your information gathered through filtration process, and then come up with relevant information that you need to take your decision or revalidate your activities. We have another problem of poor internet access. In as much as the internet technology is a good and welcome one that has turned the world into a global village, it is not without its challenges. One of the obvious challenge is poor connectivity, poor internet access. A lot of people, who want to access information via internet on a particular topic in marketing, they find it difficult, and also lack of availability, high cost of accessing, internet, lack of training and skills. All of these are challenges to accessing market information. Then also, lack of awareness of local institutions providing market information is also a problem. Many business persons or entrepreneurs do not even know or have the knowledge of local institutions that provide information that are benefiting to their businesses. And so it's pertinent for entrepreneurs, business persons, companies, organizations to know where to go and source information locally. For instance, if you go to Ministry of Trade and Commerce, both state and federal. You can get information, locally within the state or within the country at large, on products, on marketing, on how, particular items, where is being sellable, and then we have other institutions like Nexim Bank. Nexim Bank is an institution that assists business people with funding. Maybe funding is your challenge, in marketing or in business, and a whole lot of those institutions are there. So it's pertinent for you to know them, and from there you can access marketing information that you need for you to plan and take necessary decision. Information providers sometimes are biased and discriminating. That's another challenge. Okay, and if you're able to express yourself and make open your needs, your request, I think if there's no ambiguity or danger, there's no reason why you should not be attended to. However, it's good to know that these information providers have some element of biasness and they are discriminating, so that you can know how to handle them and get the information that you want. Then we have a challenge of limited resources. Not many organizations can afford the bills of visiting markets, trade shows, exhibitions, and all of that. So these are the few challenges. But like I said, a problem known is a problem half solved. Having gotten this knowledge or this understanding, then you need to navigate around them to ensure that no challenge is big enough to keep you down. No challenge is big enough to throw you out of business. But having the knowledge is enough strength for you to surmount them. Surmount them. If you don't have enough money to go for national exhibition, there are also local exhibitions, local market visit that you can get the necessary information that you can use as a base, to picture the national or international market activities. Types of sources of information gathering. In research, we have two sources of data collection: primary and secondary. In primary data collection, in secondary data collection, they are basically external sources, basically from external sources. So an organization like yours will need secondary data, which are usually gotten from outside, and this information, having gathered them and analyzed them in a big way, be benefiting to your organization. For instance, we can source for data from the government sector. You know that government determines the economy. The government of the day determines how the economy of a nation is being run. And so government come up with the budget for the year. They come up with fiscal and monetary policy that drives a fiscal year through the Central Bank of Nigeria. So as a business person within the economy, you cannot but have these informations at the tip of your finger. They will determine to a large extent what you do in your business. For instance, if there are waivers, for certain products, and it happens to be one of the products you are doing, you have, and you don't know, you can imagine the loss. But if you have these data, from the government sources, it will better help you to position your organization, your activities in the light of the programs and the information that you gather from the government. Because you cannot operate in isolation of the government or the economy of the states that you are established. Then we have information from business and trade associations. There are so many business and trade associations that provide information on marketing. They are all part of external source of secondary data. We have information from trade magazines and newspapers, Financial Times, and a whole lot of others. This also provide information that you will need because the articles, that are written by experts, by regulatory agencies, and as you go through them, you will surely get data that will be of benefit to your business. Then we have sources like financial institutions, the banks, the insurance company, the stockbrokers, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the SEC, and a whole lot of institutions. They have more than enough information for you as a business person. We have national trade publications. From these publications, you also get a lot of information. There are additional sources like business libraries, trade directories, professional institutes, you know, and organizations. It is so all of these are where you can get information that will help your business, and we term them as secondary data. Secondary data is gotten from external sources. These are the various external sources. So depending on the business that you are doing, you need information from all of these sources for you to better position your business and strive. Then we have primary source of data collection or primary research, which is often divided into two. We have quantitative research market data and qualitative research market data. For quantitative research market data, it involves wide range of population size, demographic patterns, national production volumes, export sales. You know, information gathered from all of this area can help you take a decision in whatever trade you are into. Then individual level, every respondent asks same series of questions. We have different people, asking the series of questions, same series of questions, and getting response. Their response also can be analyzed and interpreted accordingly. Then we have best known techniques, which is through market research survey. You know, sometimes you go into the market and do some personal, interview interaction, you know, to get some data for yourself. Then we have quantitative survey. This can be through post and then self-completion or face-to-face, telephone, email, web questionnaires. All of these informations on quantitative research market data can be gotten. Then we have qualitative research, which examines people's feelings. This is not physical, it's about the people's feeling and attitude towards your product. You know. So while quantitative is looking at, you know, facts and figure, you know, qualitative is examining people's feelings and attitude towards your product. What best motivates them to buy your product? You know. And this involves discussion guides used to explore various issues in depth. No fixed set of object questions are needed. It can come from any angle, you know, discuss to know the feelings and the attitudes of the people towards the product. And it can also be a face-to-face discussion, okay? And then you through that decode, few things about your audience. Then the best known techniques is market size focus group, which is usually between 6 and 10 targeted respondents, and then you have a research moderator, you know, taking up on some topic and discussing and coming up with uh, enough information that can be interpreted and lead to decision that will better the lots of your business. Then we have online sources. of information gathering. This, you go to subject and sites of interest. There you have market data, country data, foreign trade reference material, trade and industry publications, company website. So you get as much as market information, depending on the subject and the site of your interest. And this can be gotten through the internet. And I can't stop appreciating, the advanced technology that has brought us to this point of being a global village. It's an awesome thing, and the best that happened to us in the 21st century. Then we can also, through online, access market information collection techniques, through the various links that are displayed. Primary research techniques. These are the primary research techniques that have, been used, tested over times, and proven to be the best. One, we have observations. You can try to go to a place and just observe how, transactions are taking place, the response, the behavior, the attitude of the people towards the product and all of that. Just observe and come up with your reports. Then you can also go into interviewing individuals or groups. From the interviews, you can also get enough information for yourself on your product and your company. Then we have surveys through questionnaires. These are, specific questions, given out to anonymous people, to respond. And from this response, you will be able to analyze and interpret and come up with a judgment. So these three primary research techniques are proven and tested over the years, and we can apply them in our quest for information gathering or market research. Challenges of research data. Number one, it has been discovered that secondary research, which we saw the other time that are often from external sources, should generally be complemented with primary field study. Relying on secondary data alone is not sufficient to pass a proper judgment. You may not get it right if you solely rely on secondary school research. It's a challenge. And there are absence of specific information. There are information that you need that you are not privy to. It's a challenge because half information can be dangerous. So this is a challenge. Then difficulty in identifying the relevant secondary information is a challenge. Protected information or information that are classified, it means you don't have access to. It's also a challenge. Availability and usability of information. When information needed are not available, it's a problem. Contradictory information. Information gotten from different sources, in comparing them, you discover that they appear contradictory and end up getting you confused instead of being convinced on the matter. And then updating. Updating is another challenge. Most information are not updated. They are stale, and they don't serve in the contemporary situation. And then cross-national comparison is also a challenge. Setting objectives. What are the objectives of carrying out a research work, especially in the marketplace? 3 questions. How does the company decide what information to collect? That will form an objective. What will the research be used for? How should the company respond? These are basically the objective for you to embark on any research work? Answer to these questions will become an objective that will guide you when you embark on your research work. What should you know about your customers? Number one, who are your customers? Who are your target customers? You need to know who are the decision makers so that you don't deal with people that are not the right people, and at the end of the day, you work with wrong people, wrong planning, wrong decision based on wrong information from wrong people. So you need to know who are the target customers, who are the target stakeholders that you need to relate with in an organization. Not everybody can give you some vital information that you need that will help you plan and to serve them properly. Then you need to know what are the needs and wants of your customer. What should you need to solve them? It's very important. We started with these needs and wants. These are the first things you need to know about your customers. And then the next thing is how to solve them. How to solve them. Okay. By the time you know who your customers are and their needs, then the solution, the best solution will be provided. And what A needs might be from what B needs. So it's all part of studying what A needs and what B needs to help you provide the right solution for the right set of people. Then what motivates them to buy? What motivates them to buy is something that you can also get during the course of your research work. What motivates them to buy? Value perception, their perceived value equation is something that you need to know about your customer. Who is your competition? Who is your competition? After identifying your target market, you must build an understanding of your competitive condition. After identifying your target market, you must build an understanding of your competitive environment. I said earlier that your competitors are your opponent, people that are doing the same thing, in different ways. And if you don't know them, they can be assumed to be the real people, and they'll take advantage of your ignorance, and break your backbone in the market. So the understanding of your competitive environment is very, very key. It's not just enough for you to identify your target market, but what is your competitive environment? Who are your competitors? Who are likely to challenge what you have come to do in that environment? Knowing them will help you to properly place them and position yourself for maximum benefits of the market share. Can you do market research all the time? Yes, market research is a continuous exercise. That's why I say marketing study. Marketing study. In marketing, you continue to study, the activities of your target market, your profile, company profile, your image, your product. All of this need to go on research continually to ensure that you remain at the cutting edge of your operation all the time. Selling skills. There are certain skills that you need to acquire as a salesman. As a salesman, there are certain skills that you need to have to be able to effectively satisfy your customer. What do customers care about? Customers, they are king. They care about themselves, their needs, their wants, and their desires. And so marketers should know this, salesmen should know this, and play around that as it is. What do they buy? What should you know about your customers who look like that? Sales skills, number one of the skills that a salesman should have is being an effective communicator. As a matter of fact, salespeople are talkative. They are talkative. But you need to talk with an understanding. You need to talk with a meaning. You need to talk to be heard. If you are talking and you are not heard, you are a noise maker. And so communication is about you sending a message and it's being received and you can see the reaction, you can see the feedback. That's communication. You can't be an effective communicator until there's a feedback, which means you are being heard, understood, and there's a response. So every salesman must be an effective communicator. You must communicate the values, the benefits, the features of the product. This must get into them, well understood by them. And their response is the rush for your product. Skill number two, a salesman must have the ability to listen. While you talk, you must listen. Don't talk all through the transaction and don't allow a feedback. It is a feedback that you listen to, and that helps to know whether you have communicated or not. So a salesman must have the ability to listen. A salesman must ask great questions, probably. You get to know what's in the mind of people through question that you ask. So if you want to bring out something from somebody's mind, you ask a question along that line, and before you know it, you know, an individual begin to verbalize what is in their mind. And then a salesman is a problem solver. A salesman do not take a no for an answer on any problem. You are a salesman, a good salesman must have the skill of solving problem at the site of it. And the slightest information on problem, it should be there to resolve, provide the best solution. These are skills that a salesman is meant to have. Furthermore, on the skills, a salesman should be well organized, not scattered, shattered. It must be well organized, articulated. You know, your itineraries must be well arranged before the day begins, and it must follow. You must follow a suit. You must be focused. You know, a salesman must be a self-starter. A salesman must be a self-starter and a finisher. Whatever you start, you must finish. Don't have an abandoned project, abandoned transaction in your dictionary as a salesman. You must be well-mannered and cautious. You see a lot of customers, you know, calling directors and management of the company that salesmen on the field are they lack manners, they're not cautious. You know, it's because they lack these skills. So if you are a proprietor, you are a management of a manager sending your salesmen out, they need to be trained. They need to be cautious and taught mannerism, you know. And then salesmen are naturally persuasive. You know, they persuade a lot. Naturally, they persuade. Their sight alone, their smiles, their relationship, their body language, you know, will persuade a customer to buy even against their wish. You know. So you must be naturally persuasive. And that's why when sales people go for interview, these are the parameters which they judge them before they employ them. Then from sales skills, we go into sales attitude. Attitude are things that you don't see physically. They are inside of you, you know. And number one attitude of a salesman is to be positive. Be positive. You have to be optimistic that, you know, you will sell. There's no negativity. There's no for an answer today. You are going out today. be positive that you're going to make sales, you're going to seal deals, just be positive that you are meeting your customers well in good condition. Don't think negative in any way. And this is internal, this is inbuilt, it's in you. It's not something that you see physically. And most sales people are trained to be so. They are trained to be like that. They are trained to have this attitude. So if you're a manager, you are a management staff or a management of an organization, please don't toy with an issue of training your style, training and retraining, refresher courses, bring salespeople or your employer to this level of having the attitude of positivity in everything they want to do. Then a salesman have attitude of persistence and determination. You must be persistent and determined to succeed. They have strong will for resilience. They can withstand any challenge, to be able to get results. Then develop an attitude of superior quality. Don't ever feel inferiority complex at any point in time. Feel superior in every way, in the quality of product, in yourself, in your personality, you know. Then selling attitude requires you always maintain a pleasant personality, just like sales skills. Sales skill has persuasive personality. Why in sales attitude you maintain a pleasant personality. These are things that your customers are looking forward to see in you. Before you do anything else, number one, consider selling yourself. You know, tell a little about yourself. Don't forget, first impressions last for many years. So whatever you say about yourself is very, very key. Know your product. Be on top of the knowledge of your product. Let your customer not be more knowledgeable about your product than yourself. Know the value equation from your customers. Know your competition. Know why your customers should buy from you instead of your competition. All of these are very, very important thing that a salesman should know and have at the tip of his or her fingers. Getting in a position to sell, you need to know who are your target customers, who is the decision maker, and then execute your plan consistently. Ensure uniformity. If you can't, then you hire someone to do it for you. Preparing for the sales call. Things you need to do: package your sales, no negativity, research your client, have a database of your client, be on time, be observant during your calls to be able to uh, pick one or two information about your customer. Sales presentation. Sales presentation is characterized by approach, present, objections, negotiation, and closing a deal. The body of the presentation usually: one, use all senses about possible. Be aware of clues, body language, questions during presentation. Make it logical and end by filing the need. Sell benefits, not features, especially during uh, sales presentation. Objections. These are your best friends. This should be your best friend. Objections are the client telling you how to sell them. Okay? When it gets to a point where a buyer is telling the seller to the way that he can sell the product to him or her, you know that it's an issue. But that's not enough to put you off. You know, make them your best friend, and then you can turn the table around. You can navigate around and have it in your favor. Restate the objection, answer in terms of your product's benefits, and then move on. Negotiation. This is your bargaining skill. End body of the presentation with a trial close. If you get an answer, stop selling and start writing order. But if you get a no, then you prove further why no, and then answer all objections, renegotiate, and do a trial close again. Then close. You can either come up with a question if they want a delivery now and there or at a later date. So leave a window open for a convenient time for delivery. And if there's any objection, you can further prove what other things is stopping them from buying. Always and always ask for order. There is no amount of objection, opposition put up by your customer that is enough for you not to ask for order. Always ask for order, because at the end of the day, what appears impossible will doesn't become possible, because you have the control of their emotion at this point in time. Important tips for a marketer: listen more than you talk. Listen more than you talk. In listening, you gather information that will help you take the next step. And your steps are always the best and good for the company. Never talk over the client. Don't be rude. Don't display arrogance. Listen to whatever he has to say and provide the right answer. Have a control of the flow. Have a control of the flow. Don't let your client talk you down or dominate your discussion or your talk. Ensure that you're always on top of the flow of your negotiation. Always ask for others. If you do nothing else, ask for others. Like I said, you know, uh, customers are most time emotional and sentimental. You can take advantage of them and always ask for order. Okay, and beyond order, you can also ask for referrals, because if you satisfactorily serve them, they will without fail refer you to their neighbors or other clients, prospective clients that you will need to deal with. Customer service, like I said, uh, in the expanded marketing piece, we have the people, which is about customer service. And what comes to limelight there is how to answer the phone call, how to answer the phones from your customers. You have to be cautious, you have to be uh, polite on the phone, no voicemail, don't put them on lengthy hold, then always resolve all problems. Don't procrastinate problem resolutions. Honor your time frames. If you have any reason to change your time, please put a call through and reschedule. Reschedule. Be a respecter of time. Whoever does not respect your time is a time waster and does not respect your life. So you can't afford to do the same to other people. Honor your time frames. Then complaints are your friends. You should expect complaints anytime. Don't be tired of getting complaints from your clients, but you must be ready to show how good you are all the time. Just be prepared all the time, like the motto of the Boy Scout. Always be prepared to uh, satisfy your customers in any complaint, with any complaint or objection that they come up with. How to handle complaints. Don't argue. Don't argue. Okay. Listen and take responsibility where necessary, and apologize even if you are not wrong. This is humility of the highest order. It doesn't take anything from you, but rather it gives you more by hitting your target, especially if you are working with targets. Real estate problems, give time frame to resolution. A problem that cannot be resolved immediately, you can reschedule or give time frame for resolution. Because some issues might be technical, they might require you going back to the factory or to the office to consult and then come up with a permanent solution. If you can't meet time, call and extend. Yes, I said this earlier. If you are given a time frame to have an issue resolved, and you're not meeting up, you know, it's very important that you put a call through, you know, and reschedule or extend time of feedback or getting back to them. Let them know you care and that you are also involved. You're also involved, that you share in their pain, in their joy, in their aspiration. There are three most common mistakes we make in marketing. Number one, not listening to customers, not listening to buyers, not asking for orders, forgetting to sell to existing customers. These are very, very damaging mistakes that we make. Buyers are the reason why you're in the market. Not listening to them means you have no business in the market. You must listen to them, you know, listen to their pains, listen to their cry, listen to their grief, you know, and be ready to meet the needs, you know, as it were. Then you must ask for order, you know. If you don't ask for order, how do you sell? You sell through order. So uh, it does not matter the feeling, you maneuver the emotions of the buyers and always ask for order. And don't forget to sell to existing customers, because you have so many prospective customers now. You now abandon the old ones. It's not right. It's not right. These are the people that make you, that brought you to limelight. So you must be there for them too. In as much as you are expanding your market, getting more larger market shares. Don't forget the stone from where you were hewn. Don't forget the ancient landmark. They have a whole lot to say about your future success. So let's avoid these mistakes. Let's avoid these mistakes and be on top of our game. And so we have come to the end of the theory part of this lesson. What is left for us now is how we can apply physically some of the things we have learned. You know, there may be a post quiz. Okay, okay, they've done that. Okay, so uh, we are going to discussion, you know, practically now to see how uh, we can apply some of the things that we have looked at this morning. If there are observation inputs, you know, question that you want to ask, this is the time to see the area that we can uh, come up with examples based on what you are doing at the moment, and see how we can learn from another. I have been just coordinating, but most times I learn from my students. And,
Good morning. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Yeah, you did very well. The lecture was quite interesting and
Thank
quite revealing, educative, profound, and diagnostic. I just want to say something that is not in the book. You know, most times competition can be unethical.
Yes, sir.
Competition at times can be unethical. If you are a very competitive market and your competitors decide to engage in unethical market practices, but you don't want to come down to their level, you want to maintain the ethics, of the business without coming down to their level. How do you counter this creatively and constructively without going down to their level, without any hope of having a revenge at them? Because, you know, at times, competition can be very unethical, resulting in sometimes into crime. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Yeah, sure. So
how do you counter this creatively without going down to their level, without going to the gutters to fight them?
Okay, very good. You know, if you know your honors, you know, then you have to be persistent and determined in maintaining standards. You know, if you maintain your standards, I tell you, it will be long. those competitors, they will fade away. They will fade away because in this part of the world, besides the poverty that is ravaging our system, people want something that's of quality, of standards. And it does not matter how far, or the cost, they will go for it. Take for instance, Panadol today. People that know the fake Panadol and the genuine Panadol will never, for any reason, go for the fake one, except probably for lack of a fund, But if you know the medical implication of the fake Panadol, you won't even go for it. You rather want to die if you can't get the original one. So there are people like that, competitors, most times they want to size you up to see if you can succumb. If you can succumb to pressure from them, then they take share of your market. They take part of your market, But if you remain resilient, persistent and determined to maintain your standard, I tell you, they'll fade away with time. Fade away with time.
All right.
I don't know if I made it.
No, you did. You did.
Thank you.
I'm a classical example of the Panadol thing. Even
Yes,
though
sir.
I know paracetamol is a component of Panadol, I only buy Panadol and I use Panadol. I'm so fixated on Panadol that I don't even use paracetamol. Even when pharmacists and doctors ask me, look, take paracetamol with I don't no. Go and look for Panadol for me.
Panadol right now.
Because I've always used Panadol since I was a child. So
it's a paracetamol.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Adekule.
No,
Thank you.
fantastic.
255.
There's a background noise.
Yes, Mr. YY. Good morning. Hello, good morning. We can't hear you. Is this something that's pressing? Okay, can we have any other inputs or questions? Yeah? Please unmute yourself so I can hear you. Unmute yourself so I can hear you.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, dear. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm fine, sir. And you, sir?
Thank you.
It's been a very great time to you all the way.
Thank you.
Your lecture has made so much impact within the topic for discourse.
Thank you.
Perfectly taken. I don't think I have any serious question to ask and to comment what you have been able to put across to us.
Thank you so much.
I've taken my manual down in the course of your discourse, so I'll continue to ruminate.
Okay, what do you do? What's your business?
Well, so presently now, I serve in the local government service of Exit as a laboratory officer. I'm a microbiologist by training.
Okay, you render services.
Sir?
You do services.
I'm a laboratory officer.
Okay. All right.
At the same time, too, I do my private business in laundry services.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And,
right.
I was once too into sales. I was once too a sales rep to a number of pharmaceutical mini industries before I pull off to come and be on my own.
That's right.
So most of what you have been able to put across that will help me to grow my laundry business better than ever before.
Thank you. Congratulations.
You are most welcome, sir.
Thank you. Sure. Lisa, can we hear you? Raising his hand. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good
Hello,
afternoon.
sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Can you speak louder?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Are
How
you
are you
hearing
doing?
me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Claire.
I'm fine, thank you. Okay. I only want to commend your efforts and add a little question to what I really have been thinking that has been bothering my mind. I have been into agric. I've been into agric, and I've been finding it difficult to have a space of land to really come out fully. So the little place I have will not be enough for me concerning my plan for fishery and piggery and chickens, poultry. So don't know if this program will.
We can barely hear you.
Are you hearing?
We can't hear you,
Yeah.
Lisa. Can you speak up louder?
I'm speaking loud though, it's network.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, you have an agric business, right?
I have land for business, but it's not enough. I find it difficult to get a place due to my financial background. So I don't know if this program will be able to help me to boost my program, my agric level. I've been planting cassava, I've planted plantains, I've gotten my own ponds, and the chicken area and the piggery is the area I want to really expand on. I don't know if this program will really come to assist concerning the growing of those items. Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. This program is to train you to be more knowledgeable in your business and do very well. And
Okay.
beside that, there's a government facility that you can also access that will advise you and package your document for you. So whoever introduced the program to you, try to get back and get more information on how you can proceed from this level in terms of facility assistance to boost your business. The person will put you through how you will do. But we are basically a training organization. We train participants, we prepare people that will apply for government facilities. There are several of government facilities all around now. We have COVID-19, we have HMS, and several other ones. So when you put a call through to whoever introduced you to this platform, you'll be more educated on the available means which you can get assistance to further expand your business or carry on your business. Thank you, Ms. Liosa. I hope
Thank you, sir.
I've been able to say something.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of our discussion this morning. I hope you find time to apply some of the things we learned this morning. And if you have any further clarification, you need further clarification, go to our platform and drop your comments, and we'll respond to you accordingly. Thank you very much for staying and keeping faith with us. I say goodbye to you all. Bye-bye.